Welcome to Business Innovators Radio, featuring industry influencers and trendsetters sharing proven strategies to help you build a better life right now.
Hello and welcome to this episode of our show. This is your host, Keith Doherty. Today our special guest is top real estate broker associate Amy DeAngelo of Prime Real Estate Group based out of Hoboken, New Jersey. Amy has been involved in real estate in Hoboken and Jersey City since 2002, successfully making personal real estate investments. Not until 2009 was she licensed and decided to put her luxury residential expertise in helping others through her sensible, strategic, and congenial style. In 2014, Top Agent magazine recognized her as a top New Jersey realtor and featured her on the cover in November of that year. With consistent and continued success in her local board of Circle of Excellent Sales Awards since 2010, and she was recently nominated one of the 10 best real estate agents in New Jersey by the American Institute of Real Estate Professionals. All right, with all that said, Amy, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me, Keith.
Amy, if we could start for our listeners, what led you into real estate? Was it something that you always knew you wanted to do, or did you maybe stumble into it?
I actually stumbled into the profession after the market crash in 2008, but I can remember when I was 8 years old helping my dad build and construct a for sale by owner sign, and it helped us sell our home that we owned, 35 years ago. And later on, after I graduated college, my family helped me purchase my first condo in Hoboken. I knew I loved real estate because I never stopped going to open houses after that, and ended up basically trading and flipping some properties I owned before I was licensed.
Excellent. And what do you think, obviously with the success you've had, what personal attributes or traits or qualities do you think have most contributed to the success that you've had, and how do you think you've developed these?
I think I can be a little bit relentless, and the ability to kind of be fixed on a goal and not stopping until I reach it kind of is what keeps me going. And if I face the challenges, I just don't really believe that quitting is an option. And I think that being a people person helps me to be successful too in this business, because I work with all types of people from mid-20s up to empty nesters, and it's basically my ability to connect with people has ultimately earned me their trust, and in turn, I think they feel comfortable with me handling their property and are helping them find the perfect home.
Excellent. And do you think maybe you could give us an example of when your traits have played a role in your path towards success?
Well, I kind of look back to my first listing, and it happened to have taken over 18 months to sell in a market where the average listing was selling in 30 days. The reason being was that the home was in a lower level of a 100-year-old limestone, and throughout the renovating and reconstruction process, the owners hadn't pulled a single permit on their renovation. So every time we had an offer on a deal that came through, it had to pass, and it had to go through inspection, and it failed, and it had to go through the owners redoing all the problems. And then we had a hurricane that hit, and the whole entire building lost electric. So basically, during this deal, I had to balance the emotions of sellers who had lost a lot of money and the buyers who were getting frustrated. And we worked at, the many obstacles to make sure the home was up to code. So at the end, we had a total of 4 deals on the place before it went under contract. And I just, at that time, I never thought of giving up the listing, where many people, I think, would have maybe handed it back to the seller. But, that thought never crossed my mind. And as a result, I put together probably about 10 other deals in years to come just from that listing.
Excellent. And obviously that's one example of two, maybe some of the, adversities you've had to go through. Could you maybe talk a little bit about some of the other major adversities and trials that you had to overcome in order to achieve the success that you have so far?
I think in general, one of the most difficult parts about the business in the earlier years especially is the peaks and the valleys of, making a living, because it's such an inconsistent business that I've learned through the years to be as consistent as possible by, keeping in touch with my clients, building solid relationships, treating people fairly, and respectfully, so they want to refer me to their friends and family. And it's these referrals that has really kept me afloat over the past 7 years. So I think I can attribute this to hard work, and it's basically providing the best service I can to all my clients.
Excellent. And I think, also, can you maybe talk a little bit about what kept you going despite, any obstacles, and what's your driving force? Why don't you give up on things?
I don't give up because I love the challenge of this business. It's fresh. It's exciting. Every day that is a new day, and you meet so many different people. When you see your income level rising, you want to keep going since there's no ceiling in real estate. And I think if you're driven, it's more of a personal trait, and it's not something you can be taught. And I think it's one of my qualities.
Excellent. And I guess maybe looking forward a little bit, what's your vision for your career and your business, say, over the next 5 years?
In the next 5 years, I really just want to continue building my business and helping others, building a team-like environment. I really have enjoyed, over the past year, mentoring newer agents, and I feel a lot of gratitude being able to give back to the younger generation what I've learned. And I feel like building a team is something I definitely would like to achieve in the next 5 years.
Great. And kind of on top of that, what do you feel is the best way that you market yourself as a real estate professional so you can have continual growth?
I feel like one of the best ways I continue to market myself is to basically kind of be active in the community where I live, just by letting people know who I am and what I do. And it could be whether I'm volunteering for, our local Boys and Girls chapter. We have the nice True Mentors program here. Or just by socializing and participating in network events. I think that if people know who you are, they'll immediately think of you when it's time to sell or buy a home.
Excellent. And I think sometimes when it comes to real estate, especially working with an agent, sometimes there's a lot of misconceptions that people just assume things about them. So what do you think the biggest misconception or myth that people have about working with a real estate agent?
I think people think real estate agents are kind of out for their commission and just like a quick sale. If they have one customer and they churn and burn them and never see them again, that's normal. But I think that's the furthest from the truth, because the realtors I know and work with truly love what they do and enjoy the process of working with people and value their relationships. So treating every customer with fairness and honesty, backed with knowledge, is how I maintain my business. And I couldn't survive with referrals. So I hope to grow more and more business from each deal that I do.
And let's say you get a call from a family member. They're in another state where you're not licensed. They want to sell their home. What advice would you give them about selecting an agent that could best serve their needs? Kind of how you take care of your people. What would you tell them to look for? What would you tell them to do so they could select an agent?
I would tell them to do some research of the top producers in their area. And one of the ways they could do some research is read through the testimonials, if there are any online. And also search for local people who have maybe worked with this agent before to get real hands-on testimony about them. I'd also say to look at the way they present their listings and do their marketing. Like if they don't use professional photography, or if their listings aren't looking very sharp and have a sloppy image online, I probably wouldn't hire that agent.
And if somebody wants to find out more about you, and especially if they're in the Hoboken, New Jersey area, and they want to get in touch with an agent like yourself, what's the best way they can find out more information about you and how you can help?
You could definitely call me directly on my cell phone at 917-301-1709, or you could reach me by email at Amy, A-M-Y, at primereg.com, or you can visit our website at www.primereg.com.
All right. Well, thank you very much, Amy. We want to obviously thank you for taking time out of your busy schedule to come here and share with our listeners from your professional real estate experience. And if you want to learn more about Amy, especially if you're in the Hoboken or Jersey City areas and you need some real estate help, you can visit her website at primereg, primereg.com, and she should be able to help you out. Also, below this interview, we're going to have a link to her website as well as any other contact information or phone number and email address where you can reach out and get in contact with Amy. Like we said, she covers the Hoboken and Jersey City area. So if you're looking for any type of real estate help in that area, definitely look up Amy and see how she can help you. So with all that said, everybody, until our next show, have a great day, and we'll talk to you all soon.
Thanks for listening to Business Innovators Radio. To hear all episodes featuring leading industry influencers and trendsetters, visit us online at businessinnovatorsradio.com today.